it's Natalie with The Ripe Brew, and I am here today with Jasher. Jasher is here teaching us about meditation and why it's so important. And we've collabed with a couple of other channels. Got Love is here, and then also my friend Mesha is here as well. Mesha brought us all together in order to meet and talk about this subject. And my piece in this is regarding fear, and I want you to kind of give us some of your wisdom in regards to why people have a hard time sitting with themselves.
The first thing is that we always say, like, this is the body of your life, right? And if you spent most of your time kind of like outside of your body, distracting yourself, whatever, and you all of a sudden, like, all this stuff is stored up in your body, all these emotions, all these experiences, and you just all of a sudden you sit there, it's all going to start to kind of bubble to the surface. This is the reason why it's difficult. There's a great Zen teacher, his name is Shinru Suzuki. He actually used to own a Zendo in Palo Alto, California. One of his students one day was asking him, they said, why is meditation so hard? And he had a pack of cigarettes. He said, it's hard. It's actually harder than it is to quit smoking. Because when you begin to practice meditation, you quit on stress. Stupid stress. Worry stress. There's good stress. There's stress that builds strength, right? That's healthy stress. And then there's like too much stress. There's stress that depletes you of your strength. And then there's like too much stress, what you call like PTSD. Like it's traumatic stress. What's traumatic stress? There's not really an official like definition of where it's like traumatic and not traumatic. It's relative to the individual. But if you look at like the special forces and whatnot, they find that it's better if you're gonna have to deal with stress, it's better that you meet it than to let it meet you. And this is why, like, talking about like fear consciousness, this is why I always say it's important, like every week, to do something that is outside of the norm of your regular sphere of comfort. To do something that terrifies you. Yes. Because what it does is every time you do that, it just expands your peripheral just a little bit more. It opens you up into so that when you want to do something and you feel a hesitancy or a inhibition, you know how to move through that process.
Ooh, that's so good.
Even if you start off as the worst, if you're willing to go through the process, it's okay, because you may end up becoming the best in the sense that you understand what that process looks like. Going from the very bottom and, you know, completely introverted into like every step it takes to get to a point where you can articulate a prima facie case in a public forum. So if it's hard for you to sit with yourself, it's just because you haven't done it very much. But the more you do it and the more you clear, it actually feels good. Then you want to spend time with yourself because you love yourself. If you're not looking for just like random people to hang out with. You know, that's what Hugo says. An intelligent person is the one that can entertain themselves. You know how to entertain yourself. You never get bored, and you love being with yourself. You enjoy it. It's just a matter of, it's a relationship. You know, it's like the more that you have a relationship with yourself, and the better that you are at that, right? You know, they'll always say like, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Well, you have to love yourself first. You have to know, like, feel good and appreciate yourself, because when you do that, you give permission for everyone else to do that. And if you're going to do that, then start with the thing that's closest to you, and that's your body. So just make peace with your body. Everyone's like, we have all this marketing going out there. Just love your body. It's a good deal. You know, just make peace with it. Be happy about it. And, you know, and then everything else kind of goes from there.
So I love this, because most of everything that's going on this channel and the new videos that are coming out is all about getting outside of your comfort zone. And I love that self-love is on the other side of fear, and growth is on the other side of fear. I think when you try and complicate it and make it more than what it is, that's when we start to confuse ourselves and then get down on ourselves and really just not try. And I would ask, you know, in your opinion, what do you think the number one thing is that stops people from taking the first step towards their fear or towards their stress?
So one of my mentors said the first step is just taking one.
Yes.
So we have two fears. We have the fear of the unknown, which is either the fear of success or the fear of failure, depending on what the unknown is for us. And then the other thing is we have the fear of how great we are. That we actually can do everything that we want to do.
Yeah.
You just start with the thing that's closest to you. You like there's something that you want to do, you just go do it.
Yeah.
You just take a step. We overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I want to do 20 things. Don't just it's like this. It's like if you want to read a book, open the book and read one word.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Take one step. Every week just find something that you do that you know is not comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and you get good, you get like curious about how to do that. And the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Right. And the more success that you find. I think sometimes once you get that taste of getting beyond yourself and getting beyond your insecurities or your fears, it's interesting the doors and the opportunities that open to you that you didn't realize existed before, but you didn't know those things because you weren't allowing yourself to know those things. And I think it's so interesting to hear it in such an introspective perspective and to be able to talk through it in such like a plain and simple way, because I think people really do have a hard time and very much overcomplicate all of it.
Why taking a step is so powerful? It's because you just change your direction.
Right.
If you want to go here, then just go there.
Right.
Just take a step. Don't overcomplicate it. You know, if you want to feel better, just find one thing to appreciate about yourself. You know, and I always kind of say, if you just kind of have some time, like for me, one of my meditations is just to have coffee with myself in the morning. Is to take time every day without a distraction, without your phone, without any junk, and just sit with yourself. Sip some tea, sip some coffee, do a meditation, you know, go for a walk out in nature. Just spend some time with yourself.
Would you maybe also consider that maybe treating yourself or almost dating yourself or keeping up that self-care to where you're taking moments out of your day, even if you have a family or a significant other or somebody that's depending on you, and you take care of you so that those who do depend on you can then have you as well.
Spend time with yourself, but you have to be selfish.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants something from you. Your kids are going to want something from you. Your lover's going to want something from you. Your job's going to want something from you. Your political party's going to want something from you. Your religion's going to want something for you. I mean, and a myriad of other things. So you have to be selfish. It's like when you go on the airplane, it's a corny thing, but like you have to put your oxygen mask on first, right? Before you can help your kid. So if people want to go save the world, I'm like, the best thing you can do is save yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Like take care of yourself. Be one less hindrance to society. One less burden to whatever. Like, and that's, you know, in Zen they say, you have to find your own way. If you don't find your own way, you can't help anybody. And nobody can help you because they won't know how to. But when you find your own way, you'll be a help without trying to help. And you'll receive help without looking for it. And so part of finding your own way is being okay, this goes back to fear, with doing things that are unprecedented. Unprecedented in society, unprecedented in your family, unprecedented in your own life. I've never done this before. Boom, go do it.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like, go horseback riding. Go to a shoot. Last week I went to a shooting range.
Isn't it so fun?
The week before that, yeah, I went cliff diving in Malta. The week before that, like, I was trying to light a birthday candle. Actually, some guy with like tattoos over his neck, like about his lighter. You know, it's like just do stuff that is going to be hard. You know, go give a speech in a public in an arena. Go take a yoga class. Go take a whatever class. Go do a meditation. Like, sit with yourself. Do things that are uncomfortable, because like you talked about fear. Like your dream, the life that you want, is on the other side of fear. And the crazy thing is that that's the easiest way to control. Machiavelli, in the book called The Prince, that's he said that societies are governed by fear.
Yeah.
So if you break out of the mental prison of fear, then that's the first step to moksha, to freedom.
Yeah, it's true. And I think sometimes, especially those of us who suffer with more of an onset of mental illness. I myself with major depression. I think sometimes we live in that sphere and we really let it just control absolutely everything. And I'm afraid of letting it control me, but I also allow it to control me. And I think taking steps outside of that and acknowledging that it exists, but not allowing it to overtake absolutely everything that I do or the people around me have an effect on, or those things.
The biggest thing is mindset. You can have what you think is a fear reaction in your body. Like, let's say you're about to do a performance, right? You're about to go on camera, and all of a sudden you start to get the butterflies in your stomach, and it's just like you get like, I had everything perfect to say, and then it's just poof, it's gone, right? It's a mindset. If you say, oh, that's coming so that I can give a great performance, I can give you some wisdom that's going to help your life. And so this heightened awareness that's in my gut right now, the Hebrew word, it's fear, for fear is like what flows from your gut, right? So if it's blocked up, then you freeze. But if your mindset is like, oh, that's there so that I can become more aware that I need to be at my best right here. And that's what you're talking about. Like, the biggest hindrance to progress is perfection. Just do it. Just get on with it. Do 1,000 podcasts, and by the, you know what I mean? You'll probably be good at it.
Right.
You're going to be no good at your first 10.
Right.
Just throw them away.
Right.
Right? But just get started.
Yeah.
Just do.
Yeah.
You get locked up in your head. Like, go out in nature. Nature's beautiful because it's always in harmony with itself.
Right.
So if you just go walk in nature for 5 or 10 minutes, all of a sudden you're in harmony.
Yeah.
You're like, nature's never in fear. Part of this process is just to learn to be.
Yeah.
Don't think about what you're going to say. Don't think about what you're going to do. Don't think about that you're going to mess it up or get it right or whatever. Just be.
That is so good. Oh my gosh, so many nuggets. This is like so amazing. I would love to partner with you another time to kind of go through some different things, and even maybe take something that maybe you're uncomfortable with. I would love to go out and go do that with you. I think it would be absolutely amazing. I don't know if you're uncomfortable with anything though, because you seem very much one with yourself and one with the things.
You have to be creative. Many years ago, I talked to a therapist, and he had one of the things he said that really stuck with me is like, just lean into it. When what I call is just put the whole weight of your being into it. We only fail because we're inhibited. We hold back.
Yeah.
And it's like you just learn to stop holding back.
Yeah.
You just lean into it. When you lean into it, it's like you find a way. Right? And if you do that in any arena, it just becomes interesting. Someone asked me, he's like, this is going to be uncomfortable. I'm like, bro, like, I live in uncomfortable. Like,
yes.
You live to do things that put you out of your comfort, because your comfort zone is mundane. It's monotony.
Yeah.
Right? So you just go.
There's no growth in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right?
Travel's really important.
Yes.
Like, travel to different states of consciousness within, but then travel to different states in the United States. Like, go see every state in this country. Go, like, one of my things is I want to go to every country in the world.
Yes. And I love that we embrace different cultures in doing that as well, because there's so many different ways of living and thinking. And I love how much you embrace and embody that. So I know all of us here have been so inspired and so enlightened and uplifted by you today. Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing with my audience this information. It's so important. Guys, especially my law enforcement friends, hi. This is so important. I know that we really overlook these things. My hope and prayer to all of you is to take a step back and look at the things that you are doing that are not outside of your comfort zone, and start to make either some goals or a list, and just take one step. This is the Ray Bruin and Jasher. Let's feel the fear and let's do it anyway. Mwah. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Seriously.
am McKenna.
And I am Kyle.
And we are from the channel Got Love. We're married and we have a lifestyle and travel channel.
So we're kind of talking about the things that are going on internally. Tell me, what is something you guys are doing currently to get outside of your comfort zone?
Right now
Big changes.
So I just did 6 years in the Air Force and got out on Friday, and it is currently Tuesday, and we are in day 2 of a 6-month U.S. road trip. So going from the comfortability of a full-time job, and they take care of housing and everything for us, to living in our car and traveling full-time for 6 months.
Taking a huge leap of faith here, but I think it's going to be great.
That's super exciting. Oh my gosh. You guys, seriously, follow them. This is going to be the most incredible adventure that they're going on, and honestly, like, they're some of like the nicest ever. So please go check them out, like and subscribe to them, and yes, now let's meet Mesha. Hi friends. Hey guys, this is my friend Mesha. She's my spirit animal. I absolutely, she is. She totally is. I love you so much.
Oh.
So Mesha invited all of yes. Mesha invited all of us up here to collaborate and meet with her guru in yoga.
Jasher, yep.
Yes, and seriously, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're so nice to us. Thank you. This has been the funnest thing ever. Tell everybody a little bit about your channel and about yourself.
Sure. Okay. So, my channel, you guys, I help people live happy and be inspired. About myself. Oh, like that's kind of deep, right?
Oh, you know what? Whatever you want to share, because the next question is going to be deeper. So,
honestly, I'm a mom of 3 boys and an angel girl. I'm married. We've been married for like what, 18 years? 19 years. I just know it's a long time, and I'm in it forever, right? I have a lot of passions on my channel. I do a lot about parenting. I do a lot about health and wellness.
you do a lot. You do a lot. No,
yeah, I do a lot of connecting with heart space. I do a lot of
my knees can't handle this
your knees
anymore,
are
so sorry.
your knees are
it's
screaming at
yeah,
you.
they're done.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I do a lot of just honestly being real and vulnerable and sharing things that I've experienced in my life freely, so that hopefully it frees other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and honestly, you guys go and check her out, because she truly is so vulnerable, and from that relatability, you can learn so much. Now, Mish, tell me, what are you doing currently that's outside of your comfort zone?
I think honestly, just sharing myself publicly,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, is already like, I mean, I'm an extrovert, let's be honest.
Yes.
so like that part of it's easy for me, but honestly, so like the content and being authentic and that thing on camera is it comes naturally, but there's so much more to it than people even know, you know.
Yes.
Like it's like all of the background and all of the computer stuff and all of the YouTube like data and metrics and SEO,
Yes.
and trying to figure out all of that stuff, and even how to like appear on camera, and
Yeah.
I
haven't really figured that one out yet, guys.
the pacing of how you talk and present yourself and everything. I mean, there's just, yeah, that's outside of my comfort zone, and that's me saying like, yeah, I don't really want to do that, but I have to do that if I want to be in that realm.
Mhm.
And if that's kind of my approach. And honestly, like my drive is just to share, to help other people. But then I'm like, so I got to do all that other stuff too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would say for sure that, and then learning how to balance that with my life,
Yeah.
with everything else that's going on, as a busy mom, and just, you know,
Yes.
trying to make sure that I'm there for my kids and my husband. And, oh my gosh, just everything that, there's a lot of branches of that. So
Yes.
it's
I
awesome,
love
though.
that.
It's awesome.
I love that, because you guys, ever since I've started this channel, it's so funny. I only have 3 videos out right now as we're filming this. But what's so funny is I've had so many people reach out to me and saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe you started YouTube. I want to start a channel. I want to do all this stuff. Hi. Like,
Yeah.
we're
You just
doing
do
it.
it.
You just do it. It's hard.
Yeah.
There's so many things that as you get into it, you're like, oh, I didn't know about this, or I didn't know about that. But I think that you will truly find that if you just jump in and do it, kind of like Jasher said, do 10 podcasts that suck, and then your 12th or 15th or 25th is going to be amazing, and you'll get your groove. It's the same thing with YouTube and video.
Yeah.
So this is definitely living outside your comfort
Yeah.
zone almost
Yeah.
daily. So no, that's absolutely amazing. You guys, all of Mesha's stuff is going to be in the description below, along with Got Love and Jasher. Everybody's going to be down there. Please, please, please go check her out. if you have children, if you have a spouse, if you have any sort of family, I promise you, this lady is your girl. She's your girl. She will teach you so many things, and she will also help you realize that being your most authentic and genuine self is truly the most important. So, I love this so much. Thank you so much for being up here.
Oh, for
You're
sure.
the best.
For
ever,
sure.
ever,
Thanks
ever.
for coming.
Oh,
really.
it's so
Such a
amazing.
treat. Yeah.
It's been so amazing.
Yeah.
Hey guys, bye.